Biff Poggi is not sugarcoating the situation that Michigan finds itself in as he appeared on a Texas Longhorn podcast to tell folks, yeah, it's going about as well as you think it's going at Michigan. And also, he's probably your best option for the job. What's up, Kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on Step Mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year-round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Who's going to be the head coach at the University of Michigan in 2026? As Biff Poggi has interviewed for the job multiple times, feels like he has positioned himself and Michigan has positioned him, more importantly, to be its fail-safe, its fallback school, if you will. If they don't get the guy that they are pursuing, it's Kalen DeBoer, which is subject for another segment. But I thought what Pogy did going into this week has been really newsworthy. Number one, he said the quiet part out loud. It's a malfunctioning program at Michigan. He says it's been a malfunctioning program for 5 years, which means that he's also throwing Jim Harbaugh under the bus, right? This is his program. Pogy, who went to Charlotte for a couple years, got fired midway into year 2, goes 6-16 as the head coach. Renowned for 2 things. 1, cutting his sleeves off on the sideline. 2, he made enough money in a hedge fund to give $1 million away to players, which is people's way of saying that he doesn't need the money. Well, no assistant coach at the Power 4 level needs the money. And the way I always position this is assume that you are a career assistant coach for 20 years, right? So that would be going all the way back to 2005. Assume you've been making about $300,000 to $1 million annually for those 20 years. Only a stupid person is broke, and only a stupid person could not retire by simply putting his money into a savings account, because you don't spend money on much of anything. You know, like the house, it better be paid off. If it isn't, you're stupid. Retirement ought to be taken care of simply with your 401k, which is a bad investment, but could still work for you in this case because you make so much money. If it doesn't, you're stupid. An IRA has you set up to where you're probably close to turning 60. You should cash out. If you can't, you're stupid. Whole lot of stupid got to be going on for even an assistant coach. We're talking about running backs coach, special teams coordinator, wide receivers coach, to not have enough money to retire. So I don't really buy into the Biff Poggi needs the job because he don't need the money. None of them need the money. It's stupid. Second part of this is, yeah, it has been a malfunctioning program for 5 years. And the way in which Michigan won its 2023 national championship will always be subject to the rest of us, meaning not Michigan fans, going, you cheated forever. That doesn't go away, which is the other reason why I find it kind of funny that Michigan fans are so happy about having won that national championship, because the thing that people aren't saying about Ohio State is that it cheated in 2024. And I dare say we will not say that about the 2025 national champion. We didn't say that about the 2022 national champion, right? The best team won the championship, not the one that sent other people to 30 stadiums across the country to video signals of opposing teams that they might play so that one man could decipher them, put them into a big old binder, and then tell everybody pass or run. So Pogy also did one more thing that I thought was rather interesting. He appeared on a Texas podcast to talk about his team. Now, yes, Michigan is going to play Texas in the Cheez-It Bowl, but it's not every day that you see a interim head coach or sitting head coach appear on a podcast for the that basically covers the opponent's team. But he did, and he put some news out there indicating that Michigan was likely to lose even more players following this Christmas break. Also, Merry Christmas to those of y'all that celebrate. Happy Hanukkah to those of y'all that celebrate, and Happy Kwanzaa to those of y'all that are going to be doing it on on the 26th. Whatever it is that you do, I hope you take the time off, and I hope you recharge, and I hope you're ready for the new year. So what did Biff Poggi say on this podcast? Well, he said a couple of things, and I think they're all pretty interesting. Like, Poggi has been a really great interview. I still don't think he's the best guy to be head coach, but he might be the best option for Michigan. He said, quote, "We sent them home for Christmas on Monday, and I think there's a really good chance that we're going to have many more opt-outs for the game, unfortunately, because we're in such a state of flux, and when they get into the business of it, they think we don't have a coach. We've had this situation with our former coach. There's investigations, all these things. I don't know who's going to coach me Why do I want to play in that game? He goes on, I can see some of that happening. I would tell you on the 26th, we're probably going to have a significantly different roster than we had when we sent them home. Says we're not able to give anybody a financial agreement because we don't have a permanent coach. And then we get more from the parents of Michigan players talking about Ward Manuel. Manuel said in a meeting with parents, there will be no negotiations at the moment with current roster as far as NIL revenue sharing. Detroit News wrote that will be left to the next head coach and general manager to evaluate the roster and make financial decisions. This didn't sit well with some parents whose sons are getting offers from other programs. Look, they're paid to play now. So however it is you want to couch it, if you want to be like, yeah, they're players, they, treat them however you want. This is the other side of that. If you are not willing to guarantee somebody's financial future into 2026, not only do they have every right to leave, they should. Because the bottom line is still the bottom line. You have to pay the bills. Now, I'm not quite sure what Michigan players have in as far as bills. Probably less than the coaches that coach them, frankly. Because you're on scholarship and you get all this equipment and all this gear from the University of Michigan. So I honestly believe that most of the money that they make, if they're smart, they should put it into a hedge fund, savings account, IRA, what have you. And then, take a little chunk to go do whatever it is you want to do with. That's called being an adult. That's what most of us do. You get a signing bonus or a Christmas bonus. The smart thing to do is to put that away because it will rain. It's always going to rain. As a matter of fact, I've told players about raining in my own personal life. Like my house, I love it. It's great. I live across the street from school. I live 3 blocks from another school. I live 4 blocks from my local high school. It's a lot of fun. Ceiling also fell through in the bedroom. I've had to overhaul the plumbing because there was no real sewer line going to the sewer. I've had to replace the electric. I've had to replace the furnace. I've had to replace the AC. I've had to overhaul my house, right? Which means that I've always had to have enough money around to make up for it when it's raining, because the thing about being a single man is that you're just a single man. And unlike many folks, my parents are not always in a position to help me, right? As a matter of fact, I got to talking to, like, when I could have gone to Naval Academy, I could have gone to TU. I decided to go to TU. My parents were very clear. Hey, we don't have money to put you through school. So if this is the route you want to take, you got to find a way. So I found a way, right? I'm saying that not to say that, I'm somehow better or whatnot. That's not it. That's not where I'm going. Where I'm going with this is parents want to see their kids get top dollar, because at this point, it's a lot like coaching. It ain't about meaning the money. It's about keeping score, right? You want to say that your kid is one of the highest paid players at his position or one of the highest paid players in the country. And if you're not willing to guarantee that at the University of Michigan, who claims to have all this friggin' money, hell yeah, get up out of here. The portal opens on January 2nd, fellas. December 3rd, 31st, when they're supposed to play ball. And I also think this is a very shrewd move on the part of Biff Poggi, who's making this job look even less attractive than it already was. And I think that's one way of himself being not only backdoor into it, but being able to go, cool, let me bust it down to the stud and remake this program in my image. Whew. That's tough. It's tough. Also, Ward Manuel's up against it. Many people in the comments over here don't believe that he should be the athletic director. By the way, I'm going to take that opportunity to remind you that we have memberships on the channel. And if you want to make a loud comment, you can. Members get the most out of me. It's not that much. It also is going to help promote the show. And maybe one day in the future, the show ends up on television. Who knows? I still think Kalen DeBoer's their guy. That's the guy they want. But Ward Manuel said he wants to have a hire by December 31st. Look, Alabama beats Indiana. No shot. No shot. Even if Alabama loses to Indiana, why would you leave Alabama to take over a program that is in turmoil and going through a tumultuous time at Michigan? I don't see it, but I'd be willing to listen to you if you do.